Okay, guys, Adobe is on like everyone's watch list right now. Look at this massive weekly candle here. Adobe crashed over 13% here today. And I looked at the earnings. It doesn't seem justified, right? It was pretty actually good. So you can look at on Yahoo Finance and look at that, but everything's good in my opinion. I don't think this company, should have got that big of a haircut. But if we're going to look at the technical analysis, like since I see the warning, I can look at some of the news here. So the soft guidance stirs the investors' doubt the mid-generative AI stride. So the AI is, maybe investors are like, this program, maybe AI can replace it, maybe, but I mean, I don't see that really happening in a long. This is a very solid company, so we'll see. And then you can also look at the weekly chart here. Yeah, we're kind of getting below these EMAs. Like, you might be like, "What's this jumble mess?" Well, the EMA 5 is your purple, the 10 is this yellow, the blue is your 20, and this blue is your 50. We're definitely under it due to this earnings. But I did some back tests, and before I was making this video, I wanted to be like, what price, what EMA made this area bounce here, right? We had this massive move down, right? Everyone was probably panicking. Everyone was probably like, "Oh, Adobe sucks" and all that. And then it makes this massive move up here. If you look at this move up here in just a month of time, look at this, one, two, just a month of time, this went up 32% for a bigger cap stock. So we know this thing moves. So when I looked at that and I adjust my settings, I can show you guys what settings I did for my EMA. I put a 236 EMA on there, and that's exactly what made this pump here. So that 236 EMA is sitting at $454.70. If it goes there, I'm a big buyer for sure. And then you can also look at everyone's favorite. I like weekly candles. You might ask, well, I haven't used this much. This is what the daily chart looks like, and I can show you. Yeah, now this is way up here. So on the daily, it looks like it's downtrending here. But let me cancel this so you don't see all this jumble mess. Another thing I like to look for too is these Keltner bands. When you see the upper band get close, when price gets close to this red band, it tends to sell off. It gets scary, right? For example is this. You see this? We had this earnings push. It's very scary to short something on earnings. I wouldn't have done this, but you can see when price gradually got up with normal price action, you can see why this area was a sell-off. Why did this area sell off? And you can see where price comes back to is this EMA 20. All price will always come back to this 20 here. And so when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, so price had this big sell-off, it's getting closer to this green band. And so what I want to do is, I know on the daily time frame, yeah, we're pretty, I don't use RSI, I like to use this. So I use a different approach, and then when I put back the EMAs, it makes it look a lot better here on a weekly chart, because we can see, we've, on this 236 EMA, when we were under it, it acted as resistance. But once we went above it, look how big that support was. Another common favorite one people like to use is the EMA 200. And you can see we're actually getting really close to that right now. So these are the two areas I'm watching for. Do we hit this area at 468? And then I like to say, well, what's my risk versus reward if it goes down to here? It's only 3%, right, if it goes down. So I could be like, you know what? I could put some size in here. And if it goes down here, I'll put bigger size. And that's really what I could see here. But I could really see something like this happening. We don't know where the exact bottom is for this, but I can see a higher low happening. So here's my trend line here. Let's say it goes right here. As long as it makes a higher low from this 437 area, any low would be fine. So it could be here, it could be here, and maybe it might be this one and it goes up. So I'm definitely watching this one. I love the weekly candle. Even on the EMA 200, you're still on an uptrend. You're above the EMA 200. That means in a longer time frame, if you guys don't know EMAs, the more longer the time frame is, the better. A lot of people, but you got to look at the ones institutions look at. Institutions love the 200. Institutions love the 50. They love the 20. And then the 5 and the 10. Those are the most common ones. But I wanted to figure out what institutions were buying this on this one. What did the institutions like? What was so important about this area that made it bounce so big? And that's the 236 EMA. So I know for this individual stock, it likes the EMA 236. If it gets anywhere close to this EMA, of course, it's going to fluctuate each week. But at 454, I'm a big buy. I can buy some at 468 to get a starter, but 454, I'm a big buy. So that's the weekly candle. This is what shows you the solid picture, right? But also you can see kind of like, yeah, we're kind of getting higher lows. So maybe it might just be a bounce effect here. or higher highs, right? So you have this here, you have this here, and then you have this here. So what we really need to see is, do we hold firm to this higher low though, right? Do we have this type of pattern here, and then we kind of go up into this, and then you might get something like this is what I predict. This could take a very long time. This could take a couple months where you get something like this kind of pattern. It doesn't have to be an actor, but you get the idea where you're just going in, and do we break out of this area? That's a longer term. Keep in mind this is a weekly I'm doing this on. So that's the areas I'm looking for. Do I think this is going anywhere? I think this is not justified, right? I looked at the news. It was actually it wasn't bad. And sometimes that's why new earnings is always risky, because it can go either way. But yeah, their biggest thing is saying AI. It's all AI. It's all AI, all that. So about this AI thing, and you can read about Seeking Alpha is a really good one to read about. I'm sure they have articles. So in trading on Thursday, after software issued a soft guidance, the company is making rapid strides and generating with innovative tools for image and video, but investors remains cautious. It expects its FY revenue to be between 23 billion and 23.5 versus estimated of 23.8. I mean, I don't see any really problem with this, to be honest. UBS maintains neutral on Adobe, the lowest price target to 525. It's at 474. And we can look at the analysts here. So we have some sell under 4. We have a variety thing, but analysts, they just pull stuff out of the crap, right? If price goes down, they're like, okay, down, we'll do a downgrade on the price. Price goes up, and they put their buy ratings back up. I mean, it's good to see that there's a lot of analysts covering it. I love stocks that have analysts, because then there's more attention to it. But this is what I'm looking at. You have the EMA 200, and then this EMA 236, not too far. This all right here is your buy zone. All in here is your buy zone, and you can hold this stock for a long time. But I always like to say, this thing does give me nice little bounces, right? This thing can give, nice, really good bounces here, as you can see on the daily. You can see even here, when you're on the downtrend, that EMA 20 is that top band with the other things. You can see that. But this thing can recover very fast. If you look at the history of the chart, this is what it tends to do. Big moves up, and even on a weekly, you got to be very cautious. You see when you get close to that upper band, if it physically touches it, it gets very scary. It just barely missed it, and that's where I usually look to play the trend reversal. I will play against a stock if they get to the extremes, because I know price has to revert to the mean, and you can see even big boy Adobe goes all the way down, makes a new high, and then it plummets down, because every price will hit the reversion to the mean. Price will test these EMAs. They all do, and they all have to do. So I'm going to take some of these off, but that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at for that 200 and 236. I'll alert in the Discord when I do decide to get in it. I'm going to be more patient. But like I said, I expect a higher low. I expect somewhere in here, we make that higher low, and we start going up. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, you guys are more than welcome to join. You can hit the link down below in the YouTube comments below, and the description will say join the premium Discord for my alerts and system. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. Please read how to subscribe, especially if you have an Android. You'll have to use your computer or your phone's browser. Then you can use your phone just as fine. But if you want to become a member, either hit day trade alerts, which will give you access to swing trades and day trades for an all-time low cost of $12, or you can just hit swing trade alerts for only $6 a month. So it's up to you. But if you go to server shop, you can see about the 2 memberships. Swing trading is $6, day and swing trading is $12 a month. So it's all up to you guys which service fits your personality, your thing. If you only have $6 a month, I understand. Just do the swing trading service. If you can put a little more in and you want to learn more about day trading, you do the $12 a month. And I have the education for each service. We have day trading education and swing trading education. So I hope you guys looked at it. With this swing trading with the trend, I look for stocks that are high value. I think Adobe is overreaction. It's a high value play, and I think we keep going up, in my opinion, after this settles down. So you guys know my buy area. I'll learn in the Discord when it presents. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I think everything I looked at, I don't see anything just terribly wrong. So let me know in the YouTube comments below what you think about it. If you think it's a strong buy, let me know what kind of analysis you came up with it. But this is the analysis that I found when we tested this area. I looked at that EMA 236, and I look at weekly charts. These are very strong candles, and I can get a better signal of what's going on. Even looking at the monthly chart, you can see, yeah, if we ever get to this EMA 50, you see how we bounced there to a T on this EMA 50? We hit it, and we go up. That's where these algos are looking at. Longer term, like I said, longer term, this is still in an uptrend. You're not looking like, I mean, look at this. When the monthly is even above, when all these EMAs are stacked and this EMA 50 is acting as support, this is a long-term area where, hey, we're in a longer term. This is acting as your support area. So that's why I like to say, look at the key things that institutions look at. The monthly EMA 50 is very good. The weekly EMA 236 caught this to a T, and the EMA 200 is very good. When you're trying to find beaten down stocks. Now, obviously, if you played this before the earnings, if you had a position, always sell before the earnings because you don't know what can happen. Earnings is very dangerous. It's very risky. Anybody that says any otherwise is lying because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Earnings is always risky. You can have a good earnings and still overreact like this. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys had great value into it. I'll be in the Discord. If you have any questions, let me know in the premium chat. If you guys want to subscribe, easiest way is to hit day trade alerts or swing trade alerts, whichever fits you. And if you subscribe, do it on your computer to avoid the iOS feed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the Discord.